Hello everybody, welcome to Yoga with Elliot episode 1, focusing on Chaturanga Dandasana and the oblique muscle group. Like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, Yoga with Elliot, to get updated about once a week with new videos. I'm hoping to do them a little bit more often. And also check out my website, elliotelford.com, for some additional information about the sequence that we're doing and Chaturanga Dandasana, the yoga pose. Also, rest when you need to. Don't feel like you have to do this all at once. You can take breaks. And maybe you want to just turn down the volume at the end and spend a minute or two meditating. Let's go ahead and get started. Walk to the front of your mat and start to breathe exclusively through your nostrils. Bring your hands to the center of your chest, press the palms together, and start to press your heels down into the floor behind you. Then take a few deep breaths exclusively through your nose. We're trying to breathe through the nose the entire time while we're practicing yoga. So just do your best. Some people physically can't, and that's okay. And maybe you focus on something that you're grateful for or that makes you happy, like maybe a friend or something that's going well in your life. On your next inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky and lengthen the midsection as you reach up. Start to press the palms together. As you exhale, pull the midsection in tight. Then as you inhale, reach even higher, just stretching that lower midsection as you reach up. With your exhale, forward fold and relax the upper body over your thighs. Allow the head and neck to release down towards the floor. Take a deep exhale there and start to bend the knees. And as you inhale, half lift your spine, bring the torso up to parallel with the floor. As you exhale, forward fold. Hug your legs a little if you're ready to, or just relax the upper body. Then inhale into a half lift. Now we're going to do that a few more times. As you exhale, forward fold, relax the head down. Inhale, halfway lift. And you can just start to go at the pace of your own breath. Right? You don't have to do it at the same pace as me. In fact, it's probably better if you don't. Take a little bit slower or go a little bit faster, whatever feels best to you. So inhale into your fifth halfway lift. Lower your hands down to the floor and walk your feet back into a push-up position or a plank pose. Then with your inhale, lean your weight forward over the hands and lift your hips and your glutes and your lower back as high as it can go. You can even start to balance on the tips of your toes. With your exhale, lower your knees down to the floor and then bend the elbows to 90 degrees as you lower the chest down. So you should be able to pull the elbows in towards your ribs so your ribs are actually resting on your triceps, right? And then as you inhale, lean your weight back towards the knees, hips back towards your heels. Exhale, lower down about halfway into your chaturanga. So you're doing these like kind of back and forth movements on your knees, just focusing on hugging the ribs in as you exhale and lower down just to a 90-degree angle in the elbows. That way there you're not overdoing it in the deltoids and you're allowing your traps to relax. And after 5 of those, as you exhale, release the upper body down to the floor and take a cobra pose. Press your hands down and lift the chest. Try to relax your shoulders back as you press the legs down into the floor. And with your exhale, squeeze the lower belly muscles in tight. You can even relax the forehead down. Take one more big inhale here. As you exhale, lower the upper body down. Tuck your toes. Inhale, push up into your plank pose. With an exhale, extend your hips up and back for downward facing dog. And start to press down more with your hands. Try to spread the shoulder blades apart so your neck can relax. And take about 5 big breaths here. About 2, maybe 2.5 more. On your last inhale, lift your hips up towards the sky. With your exhale, bend the knees a little. And then walk your feet forward towards the hands. Once you're at the front of your mat, inhale into a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, hug your legs. Inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky. Find extension as you reach up. And start to extend the midsection as long as possible up through the arms. So as you exhale, you can press the hands together. Then with your inhale, try to reach higher. So you're moving into what's called a standing back bend, and you're mostly focused on reaching up with your inhales. So 5 breaths there, about 3 more. Try to press down with your feet as you exhale. Bend the knees a little to mobilize the hips. Curl the tailbone down with your exhale and squeeze the lower belly in. So your exhales are a chance to really engage the lower core here. So take your last inhale, reaching up, and as you exhale, forward fold over your thighs. Relax the head down towards the floor in a forward fold. Inhale into a halfway lift. Lower the hands down to the floor and walk the feet back into a plank pose. Then as you exhale, lower your right knee down to the floor and extend your left heel to the back of your yoga mat. Pivot your left heel to the right. Press down into the right hand, and as you inhale, extend your left arm up towards the sky for a side plank pose. Now we're going to spend a couple breaths with the left foot on the floor. When you're ready, you can start to lift it and extend the left arm forward, creating length in the left oblique and left side of the body. Nice oblique stretch. And then as you exhale, left hand lowers down to the floor. We're just going to switch sides. So left knee lowers, right leg extends back. Pivot the right heel to your left. And as you inhale, reach the right arm up towards the sky. You can start to look up towards the right middle finger. I'm mostly focused on relaxing my neck here, and then you can reach the right arm forward as you start to lift the right leg, just creating that diagonal angle for the oblique to stretch nice and long. Then with your exhale, square that right hip down towards the floor, bring your right knee forward next to your left, and then tuck your toes as you exhale, hips up and back for downward facing dog. Now try to keep relaxing your neck in downward dog. The more active you can get in the pinkies, the easier it's going to be to press with the outer rib cage and the outer obliques, right? The obliques are really what's holding you up here. The obliques and your serratus muscles, which are just above the obliques in the rib cage. So try to squeeze those breathing muscles as you exhale. Take your time with it. And inhale, hips lift. Exhale, knees just barely touch down on the floor, and then walk the feet forward towards your hands. Inhale, half lift at the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep up towards the sky, standing back bend. Exhale, hands at your heart center, mountain pose or standing prayer position. Inhale, arms sweep back up towards the sky, find your back bend. Exhale, chair pose. Hips sit back and down towards the heels, big bend in your knees. And try to reach your arms away from the hips as you inhale. Exhale, glutes lower down a little bit more. So you're just leaning your weight into the backs of the legs and allowing the lumbar spine to curve so you can engage the lower abdominals. So after your third inhale there, exhale, forward fold. Inhale into another halfway lift. Lower your hands down to the floor and then walk your feet back. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. So you're only lowering down halfway. Deep exhale. With your inhale, upward dog. Pull your upper body forward between your arms. Lift your collarbones, press down into your fingers. Exhale, downward dog for 5 breaths. I'll try to relax your head and your neck. Lean into the backs of the legs. And try to squeeze your core deeper with every exhale. Getting pretty close to the end of the sequence. So now we'll just rest a little by lowering the knees down to the floor and allowing the head to release down. This is called a child's pose. It's great for resting. One of the more basic yoga poses, a great yin pose. You can hold this for a few minutes, maybe even 10 minutes. To great benefit. This is a really excellent posture for the body to be in, especially with the knees close together. It helps the lower back to relax, and it helps to relax your obliques, which a lot of times can be pretty tight. That's why we like to stretch them, right? So hands press forward. I like to get a nice wide grip in the shoulders to help the traps to stretch, and then bring your torso upright for a kneeling meditation. And we'll end the yoga class here. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Thanks for spending your time with me. Have a great rest of your day. Remember to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out elliotelford.com. And I'll see you guys next time on the yoga mat for episode 2 of Yoga with Elliot.